Sports store. Ain't no doubt my king of the mountains built for tough.
We now return to Cron 4 Presents Day of the Gun. Viewer discretion is advised.
I have never really lived.
In the years after the killing of the 3 black inmates at Soledad Prison, the trail of blood and revenge led to the deaths of at least a dozen others, inside prison and beyond. Fleta Drumgo, who was released from jail in 1976, was shot dead in the streets of Oakland 3 years later. Police call the killing a gangland-style execution. Attorney Faye Stender, the true believer who fought for George Jackson's freedom and made him a cause célèbre, became another victim in May of 1979 when a member of the black guerrilla family invaded her home armed with a gun.
On the forced entry into the household, the gunman asked for Faye Stender by name.
Has her sign a document saying that she betrayed George Jackson. I betrayed George Jackson, has her sign it. And then after she signs it, he shoots her full of holes with a handgun. And miraculously, she doesn't die.
In January of 1980, Faye Stender's assailant, ex-convict Edward Brooks, was convicted of attempted murder and robbery and sentenced to 17 years. Brooks was later stabbed to death at Folsom Prison. Not long after the trial, Stender traveled to Hong Kong, where she lived alone. In the spring of 1980, paralyzed and in constant pain, she committed suicide by a drug overdose. Faye Stender was 48 years old. Stephen Bingham returned to America in 1984 to reclaim his life, ready to stand trial.
I'm very confident that a jury is going to acquit me.
Bingham's trial began in April of 1986 at the Marin County Courthouse. He denied the allegations against him. By summer, the jury had reached its verdict. Bingham was found not guilty of 3 counts of murder and conspiracy.
It's relief. It's just joy and relief. I'm vindicated, but on another level, you're never really vindicated.
At the age of 44, Bingham resumed the practice of law, and at present is an attorney for a San Francisco legal aid center.
A handful of supporters were on hand to greet Johnny Spain when he left the state prison at Vacaville.
In March of 1988, Johnny Spain regained his freedom when he was released from prison. Spain's conviction for murder as one of the San Quentin Six was overturned by a federal judge. Today, Spain is a consultant for criminal justice issues and teaches civics at an alternative high school in San Francisco. Angela Davis is a professor of the history of consciousness at the University of California at Santa Cruz. Davis is also involved in the prison abolition movement. Officers Kenneth McCrae and Charles Breckenridge resigned from San Quentin not long after their ordeal and eventually departed California. Officer Urbano Rubiaco remained with the Department of Corrections and after a brief time also resigned. Soledad brother John Cluchet is an inmate at the California State Prison.